I'm glad you're here. You're watching The Listening Window, a place to practice English listening and speaking through real life stories. Today's story is called I Got Stuck in a Train with My Ex. A quiet journey becomes an unforgettable emotional roller coaster when I unexpectedly run into someone I thought was long gone. As always, you can download the full PDF script from the link in the description. It includes a complete vocabulary list, a quiz with answers, and a bonus writing and speaking prompt. Let's begin. The train was already rumbling softly beneath my feet when I climbed aboard, dragging my suitcase behind me. I had booked the overnight journey because I needed the quiet. After everything that had happened over the past year, all I wanted was time to myself, just a few hours to think without distractions. No one knew I was leaving town. I liked it that way. It made me feel free. I found my seat near the window, a soft blue fabric with a little worn-out headrest. The train wasn't too crowded, which was nice. I slid my suitcase into the rack above and sat down, watching people pass through the aisle. Most were strangers, tired travelers like me, their faces buried in books or phones. I pulled out my earbuds, ready to zone out with some soft music. That's when I heard a voice faint, familiar, too familiar. No way, the voice said. Am I seeing ghosts now? I turned, and my stomach dropped. It was him, Arjun. He stood there holding a backpack, eyes wide, just as shocked as I was. His hair was longer, his jawline sharper, but the expression, that playful half-smile, hadn't changed a bit. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then he motioned to the empty seat next to mine. This seat's 34B. That's mine. Of course it was. Of all the seats on this train, of all the trains in India, fate had chosen this one. I swallowed hard and gave a tight smile. Lucky me. He laughed, the same soft laugh I'd once fallen in love with. And just like that, we were side by side again. The train started moving, pulling slowly out of the station. I looked out the window, avoiding his gaze. My heart was racing. Didn't expect to see you here, he said, finally. I could say the same, I replied, still not looking at him. He nodded slowly, tapping his fingers on his thigh. It's been a while. Over a year, I said. 14 months. He raised an eyebrow. You counted. I remember the day, I said quietly. I didn't mean for it to sound so bitter, but it did. The silence that followed felt like it lasted forever. The last time we saw each other, we had shouted. Both of us had said things we didn't mean. He had left my apartment, slammed the door, and disappeared from my life. Now he was here, inches away, and I had no idea how to act. He leaned back, sighing. I didn't think I'd run into you ever again. I guess the universe had other plans. We sat there like that for a long time, not talking, just letting the train carry us forward. At one point, a vendor came through with tea. Arjun bought 2 cups and handed one to me. I hesitated, then took it. Still remember how I like it? I asked. He smiled. No sugar, just a bit of ginger. I sipped the tea and looked at him. He looked tired. Not in a bad way, but in a life has happened kind of way. So, where are you going? I asked finally. Pune, he said. Friend's wedding. I nodded. Same train. Same city. Same seat row. You sure you're not stalking me? He chuckled. If I was stalking you, I'd try to look more charming. I laughed. Actually laughed. And I hated how good it felt. Hours passed. The sky outside turned orange, then deep blue. The lights inside the train dimmed. People around us began to doze off, their heads leaning against windows or each other. I couldn't sleep. My head was spinning. Do you hate me? He asked suddenly, breaking the silence. I didn't answer right away. I don't know, I said eventually. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just miss you. He nodded slowly. Same. We sat in the dark, listening to the quiet hum of the train. I never wanted to hurt you, he said. But you did, I said. You walked away when I needed you most. He looked down. I know. I was scared. I didn't know how to be there for you. I didn't know how to be enough. You could have tried, I whispered. He didn't say anything. Maybe there was nothing left to say. Or maybe there was too much. The train suddenly jerked to a stop. We weren't at a station. Outside, everything was pitch black. What's going on? I asked, sitting up. No announcements. Just silence. A few passengers began murmuring. Someone opened a window and said we had stopped due to a signal failure. We might be here for hours. Great. I looked at Arjun. He looked at me. And we both laughed. Of course, I said. Of course this would happen. The hours ticked by slowly. People were restless. Some walked the aisles. Some fell asleep. Arjun and I stayed up. We talked, really talked, about life, work, our families, his new job, my recent therapy, how much we had both changed. I confessed I had started dating someone new. He said he'd been in a short relationship, but it ended. It's hard, he said. After you. I didn't respond. There was a moment, a long one, when he looked at me. Not just a glance. A deep, searching gaze. I still love you, he said. I froze. The air between us felt heavy. You don't have to say anything, he added. I just needed you to know. Outside, the rain had started. Light drops tapping the window. I turned toward him. I don't know what to say. Just tell me how you feel, he said softly. And that's where I want to pause. Because that moment could go two ways. I could confess I still loved him too, and that maybe we deserved another chance. Or I could look him in the eyes and say I've moved on because loving someone doesn't always mean you should be with them. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching The Listening Window. You can download the full script of this story using the link in the description. The PDF includes a vocabulary list, quiz, answer key, and a bonus writing and speaking prompt to help you practice more. If you were in my place, how would you respond to Arjun? Would you give love another shot, or close the chapter for good. Share your thoughts and maybe your own stories in the comments below. Until next time.